Hello everybody! We are talking today about using AI to help you with the interview process. We know that searching is exhausting and you need to customize resumes, writing cover letters, researching companies, preparing for interviews and following up. All while managing the emotional roller coaster of rejection and waiting. We have been all there.
So it really is, I think, exhausting, the whole process. But if you are going through that process right now, I wanted to tell you a little bit about some tools that have been helping me, which is using AI to help me organize the process.
Yeah, that's true. So Lina has been actively job searching recently. She has developed some really practical strategies using AI. So today, we thought that that was a good idea to talk about this, and I'm going to interview her about exactly how she uses these tools. From the very moment that she sees a job that she likes, it could be a good fit, to after the interview is over. And hopefully these are the strategies that save time and help you show up more prepared than other candidates that maybe are not using AI right now. So let's start at the beginning. As always, that is always a good idea. So the first thing that is going to happen is that you find a job posting that looks interesting to you. So what is your first move?
Yeah, so the first thing I do is I copy the job description and I load it into AI along with my main resumes.
Okay, so you said more than one resumes, right?
Right. So for me personally, I keep two resumes. One is more biologically focused and one is more software focused. So depending on the role, one might speak better to this role than the other one.
That is actually a good idea. I think that probably almost everybody will have like a few different roles that they can be good at. So, okay, so what do you ask the AI to do with that?
Yeah, so I ask AI, which resume do you think is a better fit for this role that I'm looking at here? And then also, could you suggest some changes that I can make to this resume to better align with it? Because I think we know that, AI is also used on the other side of the interview process by the hiring team, and they will look for keywords, they will look for experience that matches, and you want to match the language of the job description.
Interesting. So after that, then you will have to write a cover letter. Now cover letters again are something that people is asking for.
Yeah, I think this is a big discussion. Should you write a cover letter or not? I usually write a cover letter, but I ask AI to give me a first draft to get me started. And then the critical thing is I double check everything because I don't want AI to put words in my mouth or invent skills that I, don't have in real life. So I edit heavily during this process, but I do use a cover letter.
Cool. Okay, yes, that is important. Always read carefully what AI gives you because it needs to match your personality and your message. So that is good. How long does this process take you now with AI?
So it's much faster than doing it all manually, I want to say. I think it takes, like maybe 20 minutes or something, when it used to take me a good hour for each job application in a targeted manner.
Okay, so at least 50% of improving in time reduction. That is a good first start. Now you have all your documents that you need for the application, you applied, and in some of them you get a call for an interview. So what happened next?
So I'll try to find out as much as I can about the person that I'll be speaking to. I go to LinkedIn, I look at their experience and background, maybe they write a blog or something. Anything that I can learn about this person helps.
And then you use that as well with AI, that information?
Yeah, so I give that information to AI as well. And I also ask AI to do some research on that company that I'm applying to. I'm trying to figure out how does this role that I'm about to apply to fit into the bigger picture of this company. I
haven't thought about that right now, but this is really a good move. So I can see that you are preparing in multiple levels because it's about the person, the role, but as well the company. But yeah, now that I think about it, makes a lot of sense. But yeah, you need to prepare about all that.
So yeah, then I give AI all of this context, right? The interviewer's background, the company profile, the job description. And then I ask, please create 10 questions and answers in my voice that this person might ask me during a 30-minute call. And also, what are the top 3 key points that I should be hitting during this conversation to make a good impression?
That really seems like a very good strategy, to be honest.
Right. So basically, what I'm trying to do here, I don't want to just prepare generic interview answers. I am really trying to figure out what would matter to this person about this role based on their background, based on their position in the company. Because a hiring manager with a technical background will ask very different questions than someone who works in operations. And if I'm talking to a startup founder, they probably care about something very different than a director at an established company. So AI can help me anticipate these differences and be well prepared.
No, I mean that is very true. So, do you do anything else to prepare besides these questions that you're talking about?
Yeah, so sometimes I ask AI to create a study guide, specifically, if there's going to be a technical screen. I always need to tell it to be concise and brief because my AI is really wordy for some reason. But this gives me a focused list of concepts and examples that I want to review before the actual interview.
Okay, so with all that, you can go to the interview, you have prepared the best that you could with the help of the AI, then the interview is over. What do you do next?
Right. So during the interview, I take notes in a text file, and after the call ends, I add gut reactions like, I got a good vibe from this person, or this person focused heavily on the technical side, or even, I think my skill set might be misaligned with this role.
Okay, so and then you use AI again with all these notes?
Yes, I upload these notes to AI and then I ask, hey, give me a concise debrief. And this helps me process what actually happened. It helps me identify red flags or positive signals. And it helps me think about whether this role is actually right for me. Because I think, especially if you're interviewing a lot, it's really easy to get caught up in wanting a job when you're searching. But you still need to evaluate, is this a good fit for me? Would I be happy in this role? Would I contribute?
So I can see that is a way to as well reflect about what happened and
Absolutely.
hopefully will help you to the next one or to learn about yourself because we are always learning all the time about yourself. Okay, so then you have reflected, you learn for this process, and then I guess that you will send a thank you note, right?
Always, yes. And so I ask AI to draft a short thank you note that I can send over LinkedIn. Again, I edit that one and I send it along with a connection request. Even if I don't get this particular role, I still try to connect on LinkedIn.
Okay, that is an important note. So why connect with them if you don't get the job?
Right. So every person you talk to during this process expands your professional network. And they might have another open position coming up that might be a better fit. And hopefully they remember you at this next time when they're hiring. Or, this is a small field. You might end up working with this person again in the future in a different place. So in this case, I think the job search is really not about landing one specific role. It's about building relationships that can help your career for years to come.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, life is long but short at the same time, and at the end, you end up like almost somehow knowing everybody better or worse. But I think that it's always good to keep a good relationship with everybody you cross paths. This is very practical, and I will ask any final advice for people who want to try this approach if they haven't.
Yeah, so I think, you need to remember AI can write your resume, but you still have to be the person who shows up for the interview process. You still have to be able to represent yourself well to the other party. So I think AI is a great tool to help you organize this process, to stay organized through this process. Hopefully it helps you free up some mental energy for the parts that really matter, but stay true to yourself, enhance your process, but show up as your authentic self through this entire process.
Okay, so we are going to reinforce these messages. So always review what the AI suggests, right?
Yes, that is number one, the number one key thing here. Review what the AI does or the AI tells you about yourself. Might not be true, but you want to show up authentically at the end of this.
Okay, so if you found this helpful, there is more where this came from. Check out the description for links to additional resources on job searching and interview preparation and career navigation. But for now, good luck out there.
You've got this. Take care.